American entrepreneur and author Jim Rohn famously said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments." Hello, and welcome to The Village. My name is Isaiah, but you can call me Village. I'm here on YouTube documenting my journey of self-improvement and personal development and all of its trial and error 1 week at a time. And this week, we'll be going over my top 5 techniques for self-discipline. Number 1, write out your goals. Whether your goal is to start a multi-million-dollar organization or just to show up on time for work for a week straight, a great technique to writing out your goals is to start from the end result and work your way backwards, going down step from step, breaking down exactly what it takes to achieve each level or each step, to where by the time you're complete with the process, you have now laid out an entire map or stairway to exactly how to achieve said goal. To be disciplined, you have to know what it is you're trying to achieve or trying to accomplish. So it's a good idea to really get a really good understanding of what exactly that is, and get it from not only in your mind but also out on something tangible like a piece of paper, or maybe even a memo or notes in your iPhone or whatever phone that you have that have notes. Number 2, small actions. If you find yourself having trouble developing certain habits or getting into certain routines or just accomplishing a certain behavior or act that you really are trying to get yourself into the habit of doing, you can try something that is sometimes referred to as interval training, where you're really breaking down the action or behavior that it is that you're targeting. And rather than, let's use working out for example, rather than going to the gym for a 2-hour block, your focus is actually going to the gym for 30 minutes every day, or 5 times a day, or 5 times a week, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, and mastering that first, getting yourself just simply into the repetition of doing said thing, and then slowly building that discipline over time, but at least building that tolerance, if you will, right? I guess another good example of that could be, maybe somebody with the fear of pools or swimming or whatever the case may be, and instead of just going right into the deep end, they start with their feet in the pool, just kind of dipping your toes in, and then slowly building that tolerance to now you're knee deep, then you're waist deep, and now before you know it, you're fully submerged and right back to swimming. Number 3, know your weaknesses. Alright, so everyone has vices, whether it's a weed addiction or a nicotine addiction, or some people coupon, or some people really desire social interaction or social media, or content, or their favorite TV show or TV series. If you can get yourself to really identify what things are just constantly diverting your attention or acting as distractions in whatever journey or goal you have set for yourself, and acknowledging or recognizing or identifying exactly what they are, so that way when they're coming, you can work on avoiding those things, right? When you're trying to actually be productive or make some accomplishments in any kind of way, you can try your best to remove these vices or distractions or whatever they may be beforehand. Really set yourself up for success in that way. Number 4, get others to hold you accountable. Now, come on, man. The brand is The Village over here. We're all about that village mindset. Us as villagers, it's important to uplift each other and help each other grow and achieve whatever it is that we're trying to achieve. And I really do believe that it takes a village, not only to raise a child, but to help develop a well-rounded person in general. Having somebody that you trust and respect the opinion of could be really pivotal the times where you're having a hard time with your decision making. So again, maybe a trusted relative or a close friend, or even a co-worker that you have a certain level of respect for. Sharing these goals and aspirations and standards that you set for yourself, and having somebody hold you accountable and call you out, and have the willingness to be able to speak on these things when they see them, and kind of keep you in check in that way, is really a gift of a person to have in your circle, or just around in general, to be honest. And number 5, have a backup plan. Now, this is going to be my final skill or technique that I'll be presenting to you all, and that is to simply have a backup plan for when things are not necessarily going your way, or those temptations or vices that you were trying to avoid were just seemingly unavoidable this particular time. What have you done to set yourself up to still be able to accomplish these things in the event that there could be a bit of a challenge, right? For example, maybe you live in a house full of people, and now when you get home from work, there are set things that you would like to accomplish for yourself, but when you walk in, there's house guests that you just weren't accounting for or aware of. Now, do you just not do these things and just go with the flow and just have a good time and completely neglect these things that you were trying to set yourself out to do? Or do you have a already picked out maybe a coffee shop or a quiet area, a library perhaps, that you can go and still accomplish these things, removing yourself from the distracting environment just for that time to be able to achieve and accomplish the things that you set out for yourself and get back to then enjoy whatever it is going on that you were missing out on, right? So you had an expectation, you had a plan, and there was a bit of a curveball thrown in there, but you've already thought about what you would do or how you would feel or the actions you would take to still be able to be productive and accomplish these things in the case of whatever event, right? The point is at least giving yourself the chance, not just being thrown into these situations or scenarios and just succumbing yourself to unproductivity or just not achieving these things at all, but instead giving yourself options at the very least. These are not, magic spells or things that you just do once and now all of a sudden you did it. You have achieved self-discipline. No, these are things that will all be beneficial and kind of work within each other, not just doing one or two things, but the collection of them all will really cement yourself in this foundation of discipline, and as well as consistency and repetition and just doing these things and doing them and trying them and constantly just practicing these skills and techniques, which will inevitably just transform into what we like to call building discipline. The journey isn't always easy. You're already winning with your effort. I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. And I want you to always remember, we are ever learning, growth oriented, and evolutionary thinkers here in the village. And there you have it. That has been my top 5 techniques for building self-discipline. Thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely want to check out last week's video right over here. Don't forget to like and subscribe right over here. And until next time, Vil.